Well, everybody, at this time of year, I'm so fortunate to be able to have wonderful people in the travel industry on the show. Well, with us right now, I'd like to introduce you a national travel expert and my friend, Mark Murphy, and a best-selling author, too. You're just getting too fancy for me. Oh, I can't hear him. Say something, Mark. I don't think I can hear you yet.
Hey, Susie.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Now, we're going to talk about the Travvy Awards.
Yep, Travvy Awards.
And then the world is on sale.
Yes,
Well,
it sure is.
Who's the winner of the Travvy Awards? And that's travel?
Well, am I answering that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the Travvy Awards are awards that are given out across all categories of travel, destinations globally, and travel agents across the country go through a 6-month voting process and selection process, and they eventually choose the best of the best, and they were announced last night at Gotham Hall here in New York City.
Okay, and the winner was?
Well, there's not a single winner because the categories are all broken down. So the best overall cruise, luxury cruise winner was Crystal Cruises. The best river cruise company, the gold went to AMA Waterways. The best overall destination globally was Australia, for instance.
Oh, really?
So there's a variety of winners. Yeah, because the world's huge. So there's not one overall winner, but there are certainly areas and companies that did a great job and really cleaned up in the awards category.
Okay, so there's all these categories. There's probably hundreds of categories.
No, not quite. There's about 160-ish or so, all told. So, for instance, you can find that the best all-inclusive adults-only resort in Mexico is a product called LeBlanc, and it's in Cancun. It's a great product. I've stayed there. I actually wrote almost my entire second book sitting out next to their pool, literally, and a week stay there.
Oh, looks
and
beautiful.
Very chill, great experience, great value, and luxury.
Okay, now, when we say the world is on sale, is this the time of year that resorts and travel places and weekend resorts, is this the time that they give you a discount?
Well, so when the world's on sale, it's really about the value of the dollar versus foreign currencies. So in Mexico, for instance, the peso is 20 to 1. I've been down there at times in the last decade where it's gotten down to 10, 9 to 1, 13 to 1. So it's much more value for your dollar when you travel to Mexico today. And that's true of Europe, Asia, literally Canada, anywhere you go in a foreign locale that doesn't operate with U.S. dollars, you're going to get a great bargain just on the exchange rate.
Okay, now, Mark, when you say that, I'm not the best mathematician in the world, but do you mean for my dollar it's worth 13?
So, yeah, so in Mexico, your dollar used to be worth 13 pesos. Today, it's worth 20. So that is more than a 50% increase in value for you today in Mexico versus previous years.
So if my room here in the United States someplace was like $200 a night, and it was $200 there, I'm only paying.
You're literally, yeah,
$40?
so that if it's reflected in, yeah, if it's reflected in pesos, you're paying a fraction of what you would have paid in prior years.
Okay.
You gotta be Mexico to Mexico, not Mexico to US.
Okay, now I'm gonna
because
ask you
it's
a
about what the
question.
cost was. Yeah.
When you use your credit card, does it automatically change to the country you're in? So if I paid my room with my credit card, does it change to that exchange?
So if you just show up there at a hotel there, they're going to bill you in pesos, and in Mexico, for instance, and sometimes they'll ask you, do you want to be billed in pesos or dollars? I always prefer to be billed in pesos, so they don't do the exchange rate at the retail establishment, whether it's a hotel or store. Bill me whatever the peso amount is, and then I'll get the best exchange rate at that moment from the bank that handles the card, for instance.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if you say pay in dollars, you're not going to get the peso amount.
Yeah, so what'll happen is they might do an exchange rate that's not as good or is the actual rate, they'll maybe only give you 15 to 1, where it's really 20 to 1. So it's always better to bill things on the ground, like restaurants and things like that. Don't let them bill you in dollars. Let them bill you in their local currency.
Oh, that's a wonderful tip for everyone. That's a wonderful tip. And I've been meaning to ask that question for like a long time. All right, now do you have to book real far in advance to the foreign countries? Or can you say, boy, I'm going to be free 2 weeks from now? Am I going to get a bad rate, or am I going to get a better rate if I say, let's go 6 weeks from now?
So it depends on the product, depends on where you're going, and it depends on the supply and demand. So you'll find that there's lots of opportunities right now because demand has slackened. Airline seats are opening up. Prices on airline travel are dropping for 2019. Hotel rooms, if they go unsold, it's called distressed inventory. The hotel wants to fill that room, and if it's available at the last minute and they've got a lot of rooms available, they'll be very aggressive. If, on the other hand, they only have 2 rooms left, they're going to be peaked out because a business traveler last minute will have to book it regardless of price. You as a leisure traveler have flexibility. So what I would say is if you're looking for a last minute trip, be flexible as to the areas you're looking at. Look at a vacation packager like Delta Vacations that won Travvy Gold, and they will help you choose a product. So for instance, you might go to the Hyatt Ziva in Cancun, where I met a lovely couple from Huntsville, Alabama, with their 2 children, a little infant and a little towhead 2-year-old running around. And I hope they're watching the show because they were talking about how great Mexico is for families, despite some of the negative news coverage you've heard. And that was as recently as this past September. And they were literally from your backyard, which is really cool.
Okay, well that's kind of neat to know. And again, you know, people have to take vacations when they're able to take them, and you know, and then some people have set vacations. You've got to do it between this period of time. So be advanced. Do some researching. I think that's the information I'm getting from you. Do your research to save your buck and have a lovely vacation. Now, I have a
talk to a
question.
travel agent.
Are there deals in the United States? Like on my bucket list is I want to go to a dude ranch. I mean, I want to go to like a, you know, like I don't want to like milk cows or anything, but I want to go to an adult dude ranch where, you know, you get a nice dinner, you know.
Sure, sure.
You know.
Go out there and rope you some steer, you know, so.
But that's what I would love to do.
That's a cool idea. That's actually a trending thing. People are really interested in that. So it's, I'm not surprised you're thinking of it. Yeah. And you know, no matter whether you go domestically or internationally, make sure you protect your trip with travel insurance. Allianz Global Assistance won Travvy Gold.
Now.
Yeah, people are much more aware of it, and you hope you don't use it, but you are sure glad you bought it. And travel agents will recommend it. And my company uses that same company to protect our own travelers when they go writing assignments or sales calls. Right. We protect them all.
Okay, now, what about seniors who are on Medicare? They have their prescription drugs. They have their supplemental insurance. And a lot of those don't practice out of the country. Can you get an insurance policy on that?
Absolutely. You know, the nice thing about travel insurance is it'll cover you for medical emergencies. It'll cover you if there's, let's say your flight gets canceled and you're getting rebooked the next day. They'll pick up your hotel. They'll pay for your food. So, you know, the best thing to do is visit AllianzTravelInsurance.com for more details on that product. And visit TravelPulse.com for all the Travvy Award winners, from river cruise lines to shore excursions, you name it.
Well, Mark, thank you. Like always, so delightful and so much information today. And I learned things today about travel. So thank you so much.
Thanks for...
Have a great day.
Thank you, Susie.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Wow,
Bye.
everybody. You know...